We're with Cowboy head men's golf coach Alan Bratton. Oklahoma State ranked number 3 in the country. They've won consecutive tournaments, and they've not finished outside the top 3 in their last 8. So this is a very hot golf team right now, and obviously ranked 3rd in the country, one of the best in the nation. So what's unique about this team? You've had a lot of great ones. So what's unique about this one?
I think it's the youth. I mean, we're super young, 4 sophomores and a freshman. And then John Wild will be our sub for the conference championship. And he's just a junior. So no seniors on the team. But with that youth, they're pretty experienced for that youth. And I love the depth of the team. 1 through 5. I mean, we've had 3 different guys lead the field. You know, 2 guys lost in playoffs. So,
right.
But again, nobody in the field beat them. And then Eric Lee just won this week. So any of those 5 guys can be our low score in a round or in a tournament. So that depth will be important as we go into match play in the postseason.
I'm sure it will. So how did you put this roster together? Because it is, you talked about being unique. So walk us through the process of putting this team together.
Well, you're always recruiting and trying to find the best players you can. And we signed a really, really good class in 2023. We were fortunate to get a couple good players out of Dallas, and then had a bunch of young guys coming in, and even beyond the depth that I talked about of those starting 6, we've got some young guys that are good and have a chance to develop in the future. And then obviously it's a little different environment out there. We were able to capitalize on the transfer portal this year and bring in 2 quality players, Ethan Fang and Eric Lee, who were at Cal as freshmen, and we're looking for a different experience. Ethan's from Dallas. That was a pretty big culture shock for him going West Coast. And then fortunately for Eric, his dad really wanted him to look seriously at Oklahoma State out of high school, and he really did, and he committed early to Cal, and we were fortunate to pick up those guys, and they've been real impacts on the team.
So from what you can gauge, how's the portal work differently in golf than it does other sports? Or does it work differently?
I don't think it's really any different. I don't think there's the tampering that's going on and all the money that's being thrown around in other sports, but it's just another component to recruiting. You're always looking to see what's out there and how you can better your team, and we were fortunate to be able to do that.
Big 12 championships coming up at Southern Hills in Tulsa, one of the classic venues in golf in the United States. So how do you think your team matches up? Some guys, some courses suit their game, some don't. So this group, what do you think?
I'd like to think it holds up, that our team matches up well. We don't have a lot of experience on the golf course. You're not allowed to play within a year of the championship. So Gavin and Preston have played it, but only a couple times. But the things we've got going for us is one, it should be familiar, right? It's the same weather. We're only an hour away. Whatever spectators are out there should be in orange. That'll be a nice change from years past where we were split between us and OU. So you got that, and then we have a really good team. We have good players, and that's what Perry Maxwell is known for. His golf courses separate the field. It's a major championship venue, and our guys have those aspirations for the future. And I think they're capable of that. We've got multiple guys that should have a chance to play golf for a living. So it'll be a good test. And I do think it matches our game, mostly because we're good players, good iron players, good drivers of the ball, and that's what Southern Hills will demand.
You were talking about guys wanting to play professionally and going to that elite level. And and you mentioned earlier about transfer portal, NIL, all of that, all of those things. How much, though, at the end of the day, does it matter to a player to play at a place like Oklahoma State with the tradition, with high-level professionals around on a regular basis, elite facilities? How much does that matter, that preparation for the tour that goes on here that does not go on many places?
I think it matters a lot. That's the kind of players we want to attract, for sure, and I think the guys that we have, that's why they came, whether it was out of high school or transferring. They wanted to benefit from all the resources around our program, whether that's facilities, coaching, former players that are still involved, and they're benefiting from that. So hopefully that pays off and again continues to attract the best players. But it doesn't just happen, right? Those kids have to put in the work, but it certainly gives them permission to go do the same. As guys achieve while they're here and you bring someone else in, they can see, well, I'm not that different from Victor or Matt or Ricky or Scott Verplank or whoever it might be, and they get a chance to see, touch, talk to those guys and go, okay, well, that can be me. I can do the same thing. That's the wonderful thing about, when our guys go have success on the tour, especially young, like a Victor and a guy that's around that our guys get to meet. They're like, okay, it's okay for me to go stick my neck out and do the same thing. And hopefully that's driving these guys, and we've got a chance to do some special stuff between now and the end of the year.
Everybody's interested in what's going on at Karsten Creek. The recreation is really what I think that's the best term for it. So what can you tell us about it at this point?
Well, I think people are going to be really surprised at how much we changed. It was already fantastic, and people could question, are we crazy to touch something that was so good and change it after 30 years? But I think that's a statement. Karsten Creek was always a statement of how important golf is here, and now it will be called Karsten, and I think they'll be surprised and pleased with what we did. And it's just a statement of how important golf is here. We're not going to sit on our hands. We want to keep being able to prepare our players to play at the highest level while they're here, contend for championships, and ultimately move on and go be some of the best players in the world as professionals. And hopefully that's another piece that helps them stick around here, like a guy like Victor has done once they're out of school. Because how powerful can that be if we've got our former players here taking advantage of the practice facilities and the challenge that Karsten's going to present.
So how will Karsten challenge guys? It already challenges guys in a big way, but what additional challenges will guys face?
I think it's more strategic. There's a lot more decisions you have to make. The way the course was before, if you kept it between the trees and then you kept it below the hole, that was kind of what you needed to have success out there. Now, you still have to drive the ball well, but I think positioning in the fairway is more important. There's more variety in how you can play holes, so you can offer a different test for your players every single day, whether that's different angles or different distances. The green complexes are I think, much more variable than before. So that mental test should help our guys develop in all kinds of ways, and the variety allows us to, that's mostly where we play. We don't, the last 2 year or year and a half, we've had to travel the state some, which has been nice, but typically we're driving, 10, 12 minutes out to Karsten, and it's going to be like a different golf course every day if we want it to be. So it's exciting, and our guys are chomping at the bit to get out there for sure.
Yeah, very exciting indeed. Cowboy Golf in the Big 12 Championships, looking to win the title, ranked number 3 in the country, and on a great streak. We'll see you next week.